Right now, if the president were to die, resign, or is deemed no longer fit for office by his cabinet members and congressional officials, to where the president is unable to discharge his duties as the president, well, I'm here to talk about succession. So, when the president is no longer in office, and as one of the reasons that I have stated is the reason why he is no longer in office, and I say he because there hasn't been a female president yet. It seems that America is steering clear of that direction and hasn't been ready for it. And it might be some time now before we get another female candidate that is going to run mainstream through a political party, starting as vice president. Well, if the president is no longer fit or able or capable of discharging their duties as the president, then the vice president takes their place. And this is where I am construed. I'm a little confused about what happens at that point. If the vice president takes office, do they appoint another vice president in their place? And it has to be approved by both houses of Congress? Or does electoral succession begin? I mean, congressional succession begin, starting with the Speaker of the House, then the pro tempore. After that, individual whips and committees. I don't even know, to be honest. Well, I researched about it, and it seems to me that the Secretary of State is next after the pro tempore, not whips or not the minority or majority whips or committees, but rather the agencies of the executive branch are next to follow the line of succession. I aim to change it. As the president of America, I'm going to change it to presidential succession into electoral succession. That way, electoral votes are protected, and instead of congressional officials who are not electorally inclined to the electoral vote because they're voted in by their individual republics, population thereof, depending on their districts and majority will when it comes to electing a senator of their state. We must protect electoral votes and ensure that the presidential line of succession remains with the electoral college, going from the most popular candidates to the least popular candidates until the last person who got the least amount of electoral votes is no longer in office, and we are then going to consider congressional succession. But if anybody knows what happens when a vice president assumes the vacancy of the presidential position, what happens to the vice president's position? Is there an appointment there by the newly formed president? Or is it uh, through congressional succession? Either way, it's all messed up. I believe that electoral votes should be protected. We must protect our votes. Thank you. Please subscribe, like, and comment on this video. It helps with engagement. It shows if people are actually agreeing with what I say rather than what I'm saying and speaking it into existence. I'm looking for my voters, and I believe that my voters are going to be scattered throughout the United States, and I got to reach them through as many platforms as I can. So I try to stay up to date on all my social media platforms. If you look at my links on every bio, you'll see that I linked my knowledge panel on Google. And the reason being is because it has all my linked social media profiles on my knowledge panel where you can see where I'm keeping up to date with activism and so much more when I talk about policy proposals, and being a political commentator. Thank you.